Hello and welcome back to the studio here in Northumberland on a very windy day, it has to be said today. And what I'm going to do is a watercolour pencil painting, starting off with a watercolour pencil drawing. And this is the scene I'm going to do, and I shall change it as I want. Like I might not have this in. I probably won't have all that side in, but the building and the tree behind are the important bits in this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the outline drawing in light blue, but of course it's watercolour pencil, so even if I have a hard drawing, when I touch it with water, the drawing will disappear. So you're not going to have unwanted pencil lines. Not that I bother about those anyway. So time for the glasses and a little bit of light blue. And I'm going to put the building up here. This is going to be a bit of a vignette style painting. There's a chimney. Like so. And the sides of the building coming out here. And that's one end. It's a very small picture, this. Big isn't always necessarily beautiful. You can have small ones that are beautiful as well. Down there. Then I've got an end to the house here. And the end of the roof there. And a little bit of building there. And a window. Just one window in this. And I'm just using my normal watercolour paper, which of course is the Langton Rough, as most of you know. And as you can see on here, it's just straight on to the flat of the building. But I'm going to put it so that you can see a little bit of the front of the building as well. There. Gives it a bit more depth. So just a little line there. Don't want much. And one there. Just so that I can put another colour in afterwards. Now, that's the building done. Big trees now. And it's the trees. I have a little bit of roof there as well. It's the trees that actually frame and shape the building. With the front of the chimney there as well. Like I said, I'm changing this as I want it. Make the drawing, make the painting, do what you want out of it. Doesn't have to be totally identical. Now I've got some bits of bushes and stuff coming in here. And then behind that, I've got a lot of trees there as well, further away. And with watercolour pencils, just like any pencil, if you want a darker pencil line, you press on harder. Likewise with watercolour pencils, if you want a stronger colour, press on harder. Weaker colour, don't press on as hard. That's a hedge coming down. And a little bit more here. That's a bit of wall coming down there. Wall there. And some bushy stuff on top of there as well. Bushy stuff, that's your first technical term today. And now we've got the path that comes around and down there. And this is up on a mound, this building. And that goes up to the little track. It takes us off into the distance there. And this village, by the way, this is a building in the village where my mother used to live and where I spent my childhood. A bit more up there. And that's it, outline drawing done. Now I've got the outline drawing done. The rest, it's like a kid's drawing. You're just colouring in. And don't think about it as a painting yet. Just think about it as a drawing. And you're just colouring in with various colours. We'll make it into a painting afterwards. So I'm starting off with a little bit of Van Dyke brown here. Just colour that in. Going up to, just filling in between my pencil lines of the outline drawing. And a little bit on that. Now, golden ochre, or gold ochre. And if you have a problem with the sound of the pencil on the paper, don't watch it. That's simple, isn't it, Gail?
It is.
Simple answer, don't watch. Bit there. Again, up to that brown bit. A little bit of that in here as well. Going around the window. And it's very handy, this place, because it's a pub just here, opposite it. Always a pub involved when you're outdoors on location painting. Or sorry, should I say en plein air painting. Now, a little bit of that there, and some Venetian red here. For the roof. You see what I mean? See what I'm talking about now? It's just colouring in like a kid's drawing. And for the roof on this side, I'm going to press on a little bit harder. Look, see? Straight away, stronger colour. And a little bit of that brown up on top of the chimney here. I know this is the light side, but this is more brick than stone. So what I'm doing is I'm mixing the colour on the paper. So that's a little bit of my Van Dyke brown. Now a bit of the Indian red as well. Now when I wet that, that'll give me a brick colour. Red brick. Now for the trees. All very simple at this stage now. And like I keep saying, it's all just a matter of colouring in. I'm going to have a little bit of yellow to start with, which is this one, canary yellow. I'm not going to sing like a canary, Gail.
Oh, God.
What?
Good.
Probably wasn't the right answer, but there we go. Bit that there. And there's a little bit there as well.
Actually, I've got a clip of you singing. I could put it in.
Oh God, no, don't do it, don't do it. Where have you got a clip of me singing?
I started singing before I recorded the last video.
Oh, good grief. No, thank God you edited
I edited
that
it
out.
out, yeah.
Thank you.
But I've still got it.
Actually, when I was making, long before the Discovery TV programmes, when I was still on Tyne Tees TV, we did a programme about the races.
Bladen races.
Bladen races, that was it. And the director decided he wanted me singing the song blade racers on camera. I've never been so embarrassed in all my life. And they left it in as well, amazingly. Now, this is a little bit of apple green, which is a light green. And when you're painting stuff, when you're drawing stuff with watercolour pencils, be aware of what's going to happen when you put the water on. And that comes with practice. So the more you do, the better it gets. Really does. Trust me, I'm an artist. Bit of apple green down here and just colouring in. And there's different shades of green going to go on here. Now, a little bit of, what's this one? Moss green, bit of moss green. I don't know who thinks about all the names for all these colours. I think Gail around must hire someone to think of names. Bit of moss green there. Big broad strokes of colour again. Now, carefully up to the building. And around the bits. And you notice for once that I haven't done a sky first. That's because I'm going to do that when I wet everything else. Now a little bit of midnight green. Sorry, no, that's sap green. Where's my midnight green? Yeah. What have you done with it yet?
I touched it.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Night green. That one's called. There it is. Look, night green.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks really dark, and it's quite a heavy blue content. Look at that. It's lovely. That.
Doesn't look blue, is it called green?
Yeah, night green.
Actually a good name.
Personally, I think it's a silly name, but there we go. Up to the building now, carefully. And around that. And a little bit of that moss green down here as well, actually. Mix and merge your colours on the paper. And also with watercolour pencils, you can mix your colours on the brush. I'll show you a bit of that afterwards. Bit of moss green there as well, actually. A bit of that. And again, around the building there. What a mess it looks, doesn't it? Yeah.
It does look a mess.
Thank you. Now, a little bit of Prussian blue. Prussian blue in the trees. I've got the right colour there, yeah. Stronger there, around the chimney, look. So that's going to emphasise the chimney a little bit more. And again, like I said, when it comes to a stronger colour, just press on harder with the pencil. Make the line stronger. A bit there. And that'll do for those, but now I've got some trees further away. I've changed my mind on those distant trees. I was going to do the moss green. I'm going to do it sap green instead. There. And I'm not pressing on as hard, look, with the pencil. But again, just colouring in, filling in. Very light strokes these, look. There. And down to the base where that hedge is. Just take them a little bit further across. There, that'll do. Now, a little bit of Prussian blue in. Just in the bottom of these, look, like that. But again, it's a light stroke, light pressure on the pencil. And as I say, mainly at the bottom. Now that hedge, I want it to stand forward from that up there. So I'm going to go in with a fairly strong bit of canary yellow there to start with. And along the tops. And across there. Now, a little bit of the darker green. There. More green there. And again, I'm pressing on a little bit harder. Around the bank. And leaving that little bit of yellow across the top. And now a little bit of the night green again. There. It is very blue, isn't it, Gail? Now I've got some bushy bits and trees and stuff like that, and I'm going to put some different colours in there, but afterwards when I've finished the painting more or less. A little bit of the canary yellow again, there. Pressing on hard now. I'm getting a little bit stronger now. And a little bit of the moss green again. Bring that down a little bit there. And this time, a little bit of the Venetian red as well. Like that. Not like that, just like that. Don't want much. And then again, the night greens. Some strong bits there, look. Now back to a little bit of brown because I've got that all down here. And a little bit of the gold ochre again. And this will be the path. This will be the track, and that will be the path. Now, a little bit of dark sepia. There you go. Lovely dark brown that. So consequently, don't press on too hard, because otherwise that one will take over. Just a bit of dark sepia there. Now, down to some nice strong greens again. A bit of that. I'm going to have some greens coming down the bank here. That was the apple green. Now it's the moss green. These colours just don't come naturally. The names that I'm talking about don't come naturally into my mind. I'm so used to just using hooker's green in my paintings. But of course with the watercolour pencils there's just so many names. The best thing to do is do what I do and then try and remember the name, is do what I do and just look at the swatch on the end of each pencil. Very handy. There, I'll go from those. Bit of bank there. And I'll have a little bit of that over here as well. Very simply put that on there. Not fiddling with that, that's just a bit of grass on the right hand side of the track. And I'm not going to paint the track in. There's a reason for that. I'll think of it in a minute. Likewise with the path. That's it. That's the drawing done. And now the fun bit starts, which is to put the water in and do a sky. Now, time for the sky. And I'm going to use my 3/4 inch brush for this. Again, my aquafine brushes. So instead of drawing on the sky, you can see I've got pencil marks here. Can't avoid those, it's dry drawing. Got pencil marks. You don't want those in the sky. So take the paint off the pencil. You don't want to damage the pencil. Just Prussian blue this. Get the paint moving. Because after all, once you've done that, it is just watercolour. Simple as that. I don't want a very involved sky in this, just a bit of Prussian blue. There. Going up the trees a bit carefully. Notice I said a bit carefully. Keep taking the paint off. And there you're not going to get any scratchy lines in the sky, sorry. Coming down to the distant trees there. Yeah, isn't that simple? Now just wash my brush out, squeeze it out, and just like any other watercolour, take some clouds out of it. Bit there, bit there. So easy. And again, now just like any other watercolour, just let that dry for a couple of minutes. It's dry enough now. It's still not totally dry. You can see there's a bit of a sheen there, but that's fine. It's dry enough. So now I'm changing to my number 8 round brush, and this is going to do the rest of this painting. So just with a water on there, tap on, and turn the drawing into paint. Bits there. Does that make sense, Gail? Turn the drawing into paint.
Quite poetical, actually.
Really? Gosh, that's unusual for me.
It is unusual.
Are you sure you're recording? You remember to press the button this time, did you?
I think so.
Not that I'm mentioning old stuff. That's my distant trees in. Just dabbing on with water.
Just remember I've got that clip of you singing. It's going in at some point.
You keep threatening me with putting that in. I myself don't want to be... Like that.
Lovely.
Now, wet the building. Look. That's my chimney done. Now into here. Wet it all. The light side of the building going in. That golden ochre is a lovely colour, isn't it, Gail? It's the right answer. Bit there. Into the brown on that side. Like I say, this is the fun bit. This is the pleasurable bit about this. Because suddenly the magic happens and it becomes paint. Quick stroke there. And into that bit. You notice I'm not letting colours run into each other. Not at this point. If I want to, I'll just stroke one bit into the next. And again, a bit on the roof there. And that Venetian red, lovely Pantel roof colour, stands out beautifully. Now, into the trees with that as well. Just water. And this is when I'm making greens on the paper, because I'm taking one colour into the other, softening colours in. A few bits here, a few bits there, just dabbing on. And here and there, there'll be parts where I haven't even wet the pencil. That's fine. Another effect. You find so many effects by just playing with these things. Enjoy using them, play with them, experiment with them. It's amazing, all the different techniques. Now look, I'm wetting that dark green. Look, taking that up into the other stuff as well, look. Taking one colour into the others. And into that. And again, dab on, move up. When I say move up, I'm look, pushing the paint upwards. I don't want that green running into the roof. So just clean damp brush, take it off, look. Very simple. Carefully around the building there. Now, once I've wet that and it's moving, so I'll take a few bits out there, look like that. Create a few leafy bits on the edges. And again, now that lot's dried. So now, if I pick up some of the darker greens there, stipple there in front of those, look. It cuts those further back. Isn't that clever, Gail?
Amazing. Genius.
Anybody think I knew what I was doing? Well, that last stroke, actually, that was the stroke of genius. That's an old one, that. I've used that before.
Once or twice.
Softening again. And while it's still wet, just moving colours around, merging colours in here and there as well. Now you see how effective those are. It's a lovely effect. I love watercolour pencils, and they're so useful for taking out on location, or if you prefer, for doing en plein air. Easy peasy. Now, into the hedge. And you see, because of that yellow, how that stands forward now. In front of those. A bit there and a bit there. Oops, I dropped my brush. Now, into those bushy bits there in front of the building, tapping on. Like I say, if you're out on location or if you're going on holiday, that's where these watercolour pencils really score. because you go away on holiday, you don't need to take all your kit, all your watercolour kit. Just take a tin of pencils, a sketchbook, or a pad of watercolour paper, and a brush, and that'll do you. So useful, these things. Now, wet that wall bit. Just wetting, merging colours a little bit as well. Now, another little tip here. I shall get the night green, the blue, night green, blue, and moss green. There. And what I'm going to do, this is what I'm talking about. I've mixed colours on the paper by wetting it, merging colours in and mixing colours on the paper. But now also, I'm just moving that a little bit. But now also, look, we can mix on the brush. So I've got a little bit of Prussian blue and a little bit of moss green. There. So I'll take the green, get the paint moving first of all, take the green off the pencil and get a bit of Prussian blue as well. And look, made a different green look. Stippling on, get some leafy bits there. And again, bit of blue, bit of moss green, stipple it. Effective that, isn't it? Yeah.
Very effective.
Anybody think I knew what I was doing? Stippling, stippling, stippling. Oh, pretty. Actually, I'm liking that. A little bit more of that. Up there. Yep. Do you like that, Gail?
That's very nice.
Are you impressed, Gail?
Terribly.
Does that mean I get some dinner tonight? And a bit more of that down here as well. Yeah, that'll do for that. Now I'm going to get a little bit of the Prussian blue again and just do those windows. That window, a bit of Prussian blue. A little bit of carmine, it's called dark carmine. What I'm doing, look, there's a few little blobs within the window, 4 blobs. 1, 2, 3, 4. There, window done. So easy. Now, still with the Prussian blue, all I'm going to do is get a little bit of that and a little bit of, sorry Gail, a little bit of brown. Bit of Prussian blue and a bit of the Van Dyke brown. There and there. Again, mixing on the pencil. A bit more brown. Yep, that's fine. And just paint the path in, first of all. Going up. And I'm not putting any more paint on. Just as I go further away, the colour gets lighter, weaker. There, that's the path done. And whilst I'm in with that, I may as well do the road as well. So again, the blue, Prussian blue, and a bit of the brown, Van Dyke brown. Test that first. testing on a side piece of paper there. Strokes from side to side, and I'm actually touching the greens either side. Bit more blue there. And there, that's my rolling now, tracking. And now I can wet the greens either side. For that bank going up. Just clean damp brush, tapping on. And in a minute, it's going to be time for shadow. Look at that. Notice I'm getting a watermark there, Gail.
I saw that. I didn't like to mention it.
That makes a change. You didn't like to tell me I'd made a mistake.
Not on camera.
Okay.
I'll wait till it stops filming, then I'll tell you.
Okay. Well, that's that problem solved, Gail. There's a book on that, you know. Have I told you about that book, Gail?
Yeah, I've heard of it, I think.
It's called Watercolour Rescue.
Does it cover things like this?
It covers things like that.
It's a handy little book to have.
Yeah, very handy little book to have. I'll tell you one if you want.
Oh, thank you.
That's fine. Now, I'm going to go back to that because that's dried. And all I'm going to do, look, is get a little bit of various colours. Bit of that. Bit of that. I don't know what that is. Bit of that.
Just talk amongst yourselves while you're waiting.
Yeah, I'm just talking amongst myself. Look, and these are marks that I'm not going to wet afterwards. It's a rose carmine. Oh, stupid bit there. Look, a few bits there. Oh, flowers, Gail. Flowers.
Lovely. I won't ask you what kind.
Eh?
I won't ask you what kind.
Well, those kind.
Red ones.
The kind that grow on bushes. A few bits there. This is another red. This one is Pale Geranium Lake. This.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's a translation. I think that's probably in German, is it? Geranium Hell. And we'll have a few bits of yellow as well, which is lemon yellow. Some bit hard. Actually, that doesn't show that much, does it really?
No.
So we'll forget that one. That's all right. A few bits of red, that's right. Now, just leave that there and just double checking everything before we go to shadow. Get rid of that again. Now for the shadow, I'm going to have the dark cadmium again, which is the one I used when I did the windows, and those bits of green there as well, and Prussian blue. And again, I'm mixing on the brush. There's my Prussian blue, there's my cadmium. Just test it on a piece of paper there. That's a lovely colour. What I'll do there, look, I'll have inside the window, there, and down there. You see how that recesses the window into the building? Do you see that, Gail?
I can see that.
Good. Now, a little bit underneath where the roof meets the building there, look.
So your light's coming from the...
So the light's coming from the right, from the left, sorry. You can see I've got a dark bit of the building there, on that side.
Just checking.
Were you trying to trip me up then?
No, I was trying to make sure everybody watching remembered.
Oh, okay. You realise on YouTube feedback you're going to get loads of praise for that now.
Good.
Yeah, that's why you said it, isn't it?
Yep.
Gail, she's a legend in her own lunchtime. I'll have a little bit of shadow underneath there.
That's exactly what you say every morning, isn't it?
Now, I want to get a little bit more age onto this building. So I've got that colour mix on the paper there, on the brush there. I'm going to put a bit more water in.
Could I superimpose a picture of you on that wall?
What? What are you saying?
Age it. Well, that was quite funny.
The things I have to put up with, honestly. You're very pleased with yourself on that one, aren't you?
Be a sort of Banksy.
A bit darker there. Coming down. And that's just with more water added onto the brush that I had the shadow mix on. Now, pick that up, move it slightly. Just giving it a bit of texture, a bit of age. Less of it, Gail. Now, again, a little bit of that mix there. Mix it again on the brush. A bit more red. Yep. We'll have a little bit here where the path meets the grasses on the side. A bit there. Now that building will cast a shadow there. A little bit there. Just edging bits out. Now, clean that brush. The camera made a noise then, what happened?
It wasn't the camera, it was my watch.
Oh, okay. For one dreadful moment, I thought, that's it, the recording's gone.
No.
And a few bits down there as well. Clean down brush again. Soften those bits in. Remixing again. Bit more red. A bit of shadow there. Coming from the building still. There. And there. How's that go?
Gorgeous.
Now, more water into the same mix, into the same pencil full again. A few strokes of that there in the foreground. Clean down brush again and soften those bits. And that is about that. Job done. And there we go. Quite a simple little painting, a little bit of fiddling about, but not much. But you can see how effective these are. And if you're out on location, you've got your tin of watercolour pencils with you, like I say, pad of paper or a sketchbook, that's all you need, a brush. I mean, I use two brushes for that. My 3/4 inch flat and my number 8 round. That's the only brushes I use for it. But you could make do with one brush. Again, the Aquafine brushes, brilliant brushes. They'll just hold a lot of water, those things. And that's all you need out on location. But as you can see, it's a very effective little medium. I love them. They are Lyra watercolour pencils, these. And I've got a tin of 24. This is my tin, which are well abused, well hammered and well abused. And that's my tin of 24. I've got all the colours I need for landscapes there. I'm never going to need one of these boxes that's got drawers in with about 100 pencils in every drawer, and you've got a dozen drawers. Never going to need them. It's a landscape painting. How many colours do you want? And with those you can mix, as I said, as I've shown you, you can mix on the paper or you can mix on the pencil and make a myriad of different colours as well. So that purple, for instance, that I use for the shadow, a beautiful colour, but it's not in there. But you can make it. So tin of 24, that one. And we sell them on the website, charlesevans.art.com. You should know that by now. but we've also got tins of 12. So it's either 24 or 12. If you're not sure whether you're going to like them or not, buy a tin of 12. It's only about, what, 12 quid?
Something like that.
Yeah.
12.50.
12, 13 pounds, something like that, for a tin of 12. Tin of 24, I think they're 25 pounds for 24, and they will last you for years and years. I mean, my tin's been on the go for years as well. Probably 7 years with that lot. We've got a couple of very nice little books, which are useful for watercolour. That's the brush that Gail was talking about. That's the book that Gail was talking about, Watercolour Rescue. I didn't mention it at all, I don't think, did I? And the other one, Charles Evans' pocketbook. So that's showing you how to do the watercolours. That's showing you how to correct it if it goes wrong. And there are watercolour pencils covered in that one as well. So very handy little books, those. So Lyra watercolour pencils, Aquafine brushes, and the paper I'm using is the Langton, as ever. Beautiful paper. And on this one, I'll use the slightly smoother side, because you've got a smoother side and a rougher side, but both sides are sized for painting because the paper is internally sized. And we sell this in either A4 or A3, which this is. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. Visit charlesevansart.com, and if you're on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, because I'm showing you everything I'm doing every day. Even if I'm in the studio painting just for the sake of painting, I'm still putting them on stage by stage. Lovely to see you again. See you soon. Bye bye.